Hey everybody, what's up? So I just had my first meeting of Club Wakanda. It went pretty good. I had about 15 students. I have a president and two vice presidents, just because. Seventh and eighth graders. Um, yeah, so this was the introduction. Um, of course, you have a few students who don't get it at first, but that's okay when you're giving people new information. Um, but I like it. I think it went really well. Um, we started in Africa, and I explained to them how Africa is the civilization of the world, or was the civilization of the world. That's where civilization started. We talked a little bit about kings and queens, just a little bit. We're going to get to that at another meeting. Um, we also talked about how in the African language, especially at that time, there was no word for jail or senior citizen home or adoption because people did not give their children up at that time. There were no jails, there were no prisons, so they were really shocked about that. We also talked about the richest person that's ever lived, which is Mansa Musa, and he was the king or emperor of the Mali Empire. His net worth is estimated at over $330 billion. And it's always funny when I ask the kids that question, like, who's the richest person that's ever lived? They always want to say Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Oprah. Some will try to be funny and say the idiot in the White House, Trump. Um, but yeah, they're pretty surprised when they find out, one, it's an African king, and two, the amount of money that that was his net worth because of the gold that he had in his empire that he inherited from his father, by the way. So yeah, it went really well. Those are the few things that we covered just today. They had a lot of questions, which is always great. Um, I told them a couple things about slavery here in the U.S., just so they get an idea when we get to that particular topic. There's some things that they will hear that's deep, pretty deep, pretty horrific, especially when we get to the Middle Passage. And the Middle Passage for me is always really interesting to not only teach in my regular classes, but also with the club. And this will be actually the first year with the club teaching the Middle Passage, just because of the horrific things that were done during the Middle Passage. And they are just surprised at things that were done. So yeah, so I'm really excited. I think it went really well. Again, 15 students, and that will grow. I know some of them weren't able to make it today, and they let me know that they weren't able to make it. But 15 is good for a club after school to get 15 students to stay after school, basically another hour. So that was a really good turnout. So we will see how it goes in the future, going forward. And I'm going to work on getting them some T-shirts, and we will continue to have snacks. Of course, that always brings them in as snacks, especially with kids. Just tons of sugar, and you're good. Cookies and donuts, and they're there. But that is Club Wakanda. There are a lot of other topics that we're going to cover, and I will read those to you now. So the topics that I had put up on the board for them is the beginning in Africa, kings and queens of Africa, the dreadful Middle Passage and how did we survive it, slavery, rebellions during slavery, the KKK and their start and why are they still existing, inventions, little known facts that have been hidden in history, who really built this country anyway, ongoing accomplishments we've made and still making, and that's at every meeting. Suggested books, places to visit, and movies and videos to watch. why are people so obsessed with my hair? And we're going to go over why other people who are not of African descent are so obsessed with touching people's hair, specifically females' hair. What is this whole thing about hair that it seems like people fear? Where did all the black teachers go? Can't wait to get to that. Who am I? And that's when we're going to get into African ancestry, and so I can share with them what African ancestry is and what they can find out. Where do we go from here? What's the problem with the N word, and why is it so controversial? Why are there so many shades of black? Divide and conquer. The second talk, police brutality. What do I do? Because we all know that is now the second talk that we have to have with kids. And so I want to show them a few videos of people talking about what do they do when they get stopped by the police, and the worry that parents have because they need to understand that being 12 and 13 years old and going on 14 years old. HBCUs, a lot of them didn't, only 2 out of the 15 knew what an HBCU was and never even heard of HBCUs. So I can't wait to go over that. What the government has done to a people, wow. When we think of the syphilis experiments and the Tuskegee Airmen and the Tuskegee experiments, wow. The bombing and when they dropped bombs in, I believe, Philadelphia, just all the different things the government has been involved in. Stereotypes. I found a really good video that someone posted on Facebook. I don't want to say who I'm thinking posted it because if it's the wrong person, then but yeah, there's a really good video around stereotypes, and they need to know what those are because if people are using stereotypes around them, they won't even know. So that's why I want to cover that. So again, I'm looking forward to this school year and covering a wide range of topics. This is going to be my Club Wakanda YouTube channel, so I'll share with you what I'm sharing with them. Our next meeting isn't until 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So we will finish with the beginning in Africa. That actually, I mean, anyone who has studied history knows that can be a semester-long or year-long course, and we're just going to cover it in 2, maybe 3 meetings, because then we had to move on because we had to get to some other things. And then after that, we'll go into kings and queens of Africa. And why there were so many queens, so many female leaders of nations, of men and women, and yet we still don't have a female president here. And we had female leaders of nations in Africa. Just so many questions I have for them to get them thinking about how this country is and what this country has done. So anyway, so that's it. That's my first update to you guys, and hope there's some good information. Hey, and by the way, if you could share with me anything that you see that maybe I missed on Facebook or Instagram or I guess Twitter or whatever, or anything that you think would help me share information with the kids. That would be, you could just send me a private message or tag me in the post on Facebook or whatever it is that I could use in the club. All right, so that's it. Talk to you the next time.